Hello everyone, MySarang here with some more win streaking. So I did flip these cards in numerical order, which means that 8 should have turned 9 into a baker. 9 could have been a doppelganger. I did not check to see if 9 could be a doppelganger. Yeah, because we have 2 gem crafters. Like if 9 was a doppelganger, then, well, I would have felt very silly. I guess in that case, since there's only one outcast, I would know that 1 has to be evil. Anyway, 4 is clearly not good, and the Plague Doctor does not think that 2 is corrupted. Alright, so pretty easy first level. Although if I didn't want to gamble on this Gem Crafter possibly being a doppelganger, then I don't know. I'm just gonna move on. Maybe somebody cares about actually solving the level, because I think that kill was possibly risky. Okay, this alchemist really cured 2 corruptions? No, he did not. 2 cannot be the Puka, because 2 would have corrupted 3. 1... There's no way 1 is... Oh yeah, there's definitely no way 1 is telling the truth. Even if the Puka was in an improbable position, there is guaranteed a drunk. Okay. 2 cannot be the Puka. 9 cannot be the Puka. Actually, I guess it's theoretically possible for 9 to be the Puka, right? And 9 is just surrounded by 8 and 1. Then 2 is the drunk. Okay, that's not possible. Okay, so 9 cannot be the Puka. Oh, we have 3 bards. Okay. Well, okay, there is a shaman. How many duplicates are there? Well, there's a pair of scouts, and there's a triplet of bards. Okay. Well, we can only have 1 set of duplicates, which means, we have like, yeah, either the one of the scouts is evil, and well, okay, yeah. So we have a pair and a 3 of a kind. So that's, I guess, 3 duplicates, right? So 1 of those duplicates is real, and 2 of them are not. So, well, it's also possible that 8 is a Puka and 5 is a drunk, or the other way around. But either way, 1 of the scouts has to be evil at the very least. Yeah, so two out of these 5 people are evil. Great. I guess it's impossible. It's impossible for 2 to be a Puka, and it's also impossible for 1, 9, and 4 to be Pukas, since Puka will never double claim, and there's no way that all of those... Actually, is it possible that all of these bards are fake? Yeah, it's like Puka, Minion, Drunk. And then the 2 scouts are just real scouts. Huh. That means 4 cannot be the Puka. 9 cannot be the Puka. So it would have to be 1 is the Puka, and then 2 is corrupted by the Puka. Then 9 and 4 are... well, 9 cannot just be regular corrupted, because 9 has to not be a bard. So 9 and 4 are some combination of drunk, shaman, and minion. Then these 2 scouts have to be real. Yeah, since the shaman pair has to exist. And they actually can't be corrupted since the Puka is not touching them. Okay. So Puka is 1 away from closest evil. So 9 would, yeah, so 9 or 2 would be a minion in that case. Probably 9. Minion is 2 away from closest evil. Okay. So that means 9 or 2 would be Shaman. And then 3, 4, or 7. So in this case, 6 would be claiming that 7 is the drunk. Actually, who could be the drunk in this scenario? 2, 6, or 7 could be the drunk. If 2 is the drunk, then 7 is evil. If 2 is the drunk, then 7 is evil, 6 is telling the truth, but 3, 4, and 7 cannot contain a drunk. So 2 would not be the drunk in this scenario. 2 is either regular corrupted or the shaman. If 2 is regular corrupted, then the oracle is lying. Wait, so if 2 is regular corrupted, then 7 is either evil or the drunk. If 7 is evil or drunk, then if 7 is evil or if 2 is regular corrupted, 1, 4, and 9 account for 3 out of these 4 non-villagers. And then 7 would have to be the 4th non-villager. Okay? So, so that means 7 would have to either be the drunk or the minion. And 6 would be telling the truth. And 8 cannot possibly be truthful since no, wait a second. I think it has to be minion is 2 cards away from closest evil. So that would mean 7 and 9 are the shaman minion. 2 is regular corrupted, 4 is the drunk. 3, 4, and 7 are 3, 4, and 7. I think this actually works. Okay. So if 1 is the Puka, 9 is the shaman. Well, okay. 1's statement would be correctly wrong. 2's statement would be correctly wrong. 3 is truthful. 4's statement would... Yeah, 4 is the drunk. 4's statement would be correctly wrong. 5's statement is true. 6's statement is true. 7 is the minion, would be correctly wrong. 8 is telling the truth. And 9 would be correctly wrong. Okay, so it could be 1 as the Puka, and then 2 would be corrupted by the Puka. Then it would be 4 is the drunk. Then it would be 7 is the minion. And 9 is the shaman. Actually, let's get rid of all these doodles. Okay, 1, 4, 7, 9. Well, okay, 1, 4, 7, 9. Okay, this would be the Puka, this would be the drunk, 7 is the minion, and 9 is the shaman. Okay, so that is all possible. Yeah, and that was if one is the puka. Okay. We know for sure this bard is not telling the truth. Um, okay. I'm tempted to kill 4. That doesn't make any sense, though. If I kill 4 and 4 is good, then my whole solution that I worked out is irrelevant. I need to kill somebody who, if they're regular corrupted, uh, results in a solve. Oh, wait, regular corrupted or truthful. Um, yeah, if I kill... So the alchemist is for sure lying. Oh, okay, so if I kill this alchemist and he's just regular corrupted, then that results in the entire hypothetical I just mapped out. Okay, cool. Puppeteer 3 away. The only corruption here is the drunk, so yeah, sure, kill him. Okay. We have 4 evils, and that means there has to be a puppet, so F5 is the puppet. We only have the 1 outcast. This alchemist claims to have cured 1 corruption. Well, that's a lie. Alright, is this fortune teller good? Yes. Oh. 4 is lying. Since the only we can see, well, the only outcast is at number 7, but also 7's a wretch. So a real bishop would say would only refer to 2 people. Okay. Lying baker. There's no corruption here, so we can just kill anybody who's lying. And we can also, kill anybody who claims they've cured corruption, because they're lying. Right side is more evil, right side is more evil. Well, only one person can be lying at this point, since, yeah, there's only one evil, beside the puppet in either slot 2 or slot 9. So the right side has to be more evil. I think that means 2 has to be evil. Wait, what am I doing? So 3 is good. 1 of 4, 6, and 8 is evil, so that's true. Let's see if this druid thinks that one of the evils is an outcast. Alright, goodbye, fake druid. Just click the fortune teller on 2 people, because why not? Cured 2 corruptions. 4 is not corrupted? Okay, goodbye. Okay. What does this fortune teller think about 4? Alright, fortune teller's a big liar, and 2 or 3 has to be evil. But obviously it's not 2. Oh, okay, so 1 is corrupted. That's cool. Alright, what does this judge think? Alright, judge is telling the truth. Evils are not adjacent. Okay. I guess 1 doesn't have to be corrupted. 1 could just be an evil that is next to a poisoner. Okay, what does this druid think, though? Alright. What does this fortune teller think about herself? Fortune teller thinks that she is evil. Okay, so she's corrupted. Evils are not adjacent. That has to be true. Alright, goodbye, Hunter. Who got corrupted? Ah, the dead person got corrupted by the plague doctor. Very good. Okay. This lover is claiming to be adjacent to 2 people. I don't believe that. Alright, are you corrupted? 6 is not corrupted. Okay. Alright, so one of 5 and 7 is the puppet, and the other one is good. Okay, 1, 4, and 7. Well, okay, so we know this Plague Doctor is good. So there are no other outcasts, which means this bishop cannot be telling the truth, which means that the bishop cannot be the puppet. Yeah, so the bishop is good and corrupted, and the bard is truthful and evil. Alright, so 1 away from corrupted character, 4 is corrupted, 3 is the puka. Since 7 had to be corrupted by the Plague Doctor, 4 is corrupted by the puka. So since this puka is lying, the closest evil is either counterclockwise or it's equal. So yeah, 2 this way, that means up to 2 the other way. So one of these is evil. Okay. Well, what does this Jester think of 2? Jester thinks 2 is evil. Alright, we're testing 3 people, 3 evils. I am not going to immediately kill the Jester, since I want his ability to recharge. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to kill him. Okay, so now I can try to have this Jester test somebody. We'll see if that works. Okay, yeah, so if the fake Jester, if I test one person, and the fake Jester says 0 or 1, that gives me useful info. So that's cool. So 6 is not evil. Okay. Is this Jester... Well, okay. There's no corruption other than the drunk. So let's see if this Jester... I mean, well, okay. The only way this Jester could be the drunk is if 5 is evil. Oh, yeah, 7 is in fact good. Good job, Gemcrafter. 7 is a real confessor. That is true, because, yeah, if 7... Well, first of all, 7 is obviously not the puppet. But if 7 was a puppet, 7 would say, I am dizzy. And there's no doppelganger either. Okay. So I'm going to assume that this Jester is telling the truth for now. Jester thinks that 2 is not a puppet. Okay. Well, let's see what, yeah. Alright, I don't believe this dreamer. Yeah, since I was pretty sure 10 was a puppet. Also, I forgot to use 5's ability before triggering the night cycle. Oh, whatever. Alright, Jester's lying. Okay, 1 could be corrupted by the poisoner, in which case I absolutely cannot kill the knight. 7 is a real baker. Well, 7 could be a drunk and we'll never know. I mean, I guess we'll know after the estate. But at least we know that 7 is not an evil. Okay. 8 claims that 3 or 10 is evil. Okay. 4 claims that 7, 8, and 9 contain an outcast and an evil and a villager. Okay. I'm gonna click 10 and see if 9 is evil. So 7 and 9 are not evil. Okay. Okay. So the bishop thinks that effectively 8 is evil. Man, I really want to kill the hunter. So, if the hunter is telling the truth, then the knight is evil. If the hunter is evil, then um, then I guess 1 is not evil. I don't know. Okay. Um, yeah. So 4 thinks that 8 is evil. 2 thinks that probably 8 is evil. So yeah, 2 could be telling the truth, and 3 could be evil, and 7 or an 8 could be good. Okay. Suppose this Empress is good. Okay. Then this bishop is lying. This... Well, okay, we can't have duplicates, so one of the... Yeah, we can't have duplicates. So one of the bishops has to be evil. And there's no puppet. Even if... Whatever. There's no doppelganger, there's no shaman, there's no whatever. So they can't both be truthful, which means 8 has to be a villager. Yeah, so 8 is a villager. 8 cannot be corrupted by the poisoner, since 8 is surrounded by 2 dead people that aren't poisoners. So 8 is telling the truth. And 4 cannot be possibly telling the truth, so I'm going to kill 4. Oh, 4 is a Lilith, and that means, since the Lilith will never double claim, that means 2 is not a bishop. Yeah, that was a possibility. That does put me in sudden death, which sucks, but what can you do? Oh, we only have one outcast, so that means his bombardier goes. And that means it's safe to kill the knight. Wait, 3, 7, and 10. Okay. Oh, 7, it's no longer possible for 7 to be a drunk. Also, I guess when I figured out that this bishop was lying, 7 had to be a villager. So this medium's telling the truth. And then, yeah, 1 is not evil, so 10 is lying, and 10 has to be evil. Okay. We have 2 outcasts. One of them could be fake, and then there could be a drunk. 9 is definitely lying. I'm going to see if the Plague Doctor thinks that 9 is evil. Okay. Well, good job, Plague Doctor. And let's see what the Dreamer thinks about the Ba. Okay, Dreamer's truthful. Okay, 3 thinks that 5 is a counselor, which would imply that that 6 or 4 is a drunk, since those are the only possible outcasts that could be standing next to 5. Closest evil is clockwise. If 5 is a counselor, yeah, if 3 is telling the truth and 5 is a counselor, then this enlightened has to be truthful, which means 4 cannot be the drunk, which means that 6 would be the drunk, and 2 would not be a real enlightened, which means 2 would be the poisoner, and then 2 would corrupt 3. Yeah, so that's not possible. So the scenario where 5 is evil is impossible. Yeah, so 5 is good. This oracle's lying. The oracle could be corrupted. It's not even that unlikely. There's no way that 4 is telling the truth. If 4 was telling the truth, then 6 is evil, and that's 2 spaces counterclockwise, that means both 2 and 3 have to be good because it has to be at least 3 counterclockwise. But we can't have 2 enlightens, so that's not possible. So 4 is lying, and we have 2 enlightens. So 4 is a better kill than 3. Okay? Okay, 2 is also lying. Nice. Alright, we got 2 confused bakers, or just 2 lying evil bakers. Yeah, I guess somebody who is corrupted is technically not lying, because they probably believe what they're saying. No corrupted characters. Okay. Oh, I was thinking, oh, if I kill 5, then... and 5 is corrupted, then 6 must be the Puka. But, as you can see, that's not necessarily true. Oh, man. I screwed that up. Okay, so... I definitely should have killed 6. Yeah, instead of 5, I kill 6, and if 6 is good... I should have not had 6 try to kill anybody. I should just kill 6, because it feels like 6 is probably the Puka. But also, if I kill 6 and it says not corrupted, then great, 6 can test somebody. And if it says corrupted for 6, then... well, at least I know 1 is telling the truth. Then it gets kind of confusing from there. Okay, so what possibilities do we have? Well, could 3 be evil? I mean, sure. Actually, where could... okay, suppose 3 is evil, right? So either 3 is the Puka or 3 is the Witch. If 3 is the Puka, then 5 was corrupted by the Plague Doctor, so nobody else is corrupted. So then it's just 7 as the Witch. Okay, so it could be 3 as the Puka and 7 as the Witch. Okay. Could it be 3 as the Witch? Okay. Then where's the Puka? 9 cannot be a Puka. 7 probably can't be a Puka. The reason I say probably is because... oh, wait a second. I was thinking about if there could be a doppelganger. There's clearly no doppelganger, since 2 is a real Plague Doctor, and there's only 1 outcast. Okay. So 8 is just a regular Confessor, which means 7 and 9 for sure are not the Puka. Okay. Could 6 be a Puka? 6 could be a Puka, and then 1 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor. Okay. So it could be 3 is the Witch, and 6 is the Puka. Then, 5 and 7 are corrupted by the Puka. And then 1 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor. Could be that. Okay. What if 3 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor? Then 6 is the Puka, and 1 is the Witch. Six is the Puka, 1 is the Witch. Okay. So, yeah, Witch, 1, 6 Puka, and 5 and 7 are corrupted by the Puka, and then 3 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor. Okay. Oh, wait, no, this scenario doesn't work. Yeah, because if 3 is corrupted, then this results in a situation where the evils are not actually touching, and the knitter's telling the truth. Okay, so 3 is either good and truthful or evil. Okay, if 3 is telling the truth, then if 3 is telling the truth, then the evils are not adjacent, and that is very believable. Let's go through that. Suppose 3 is telling the truth. Well, the only possible Pukas at this point, the only possible Pukas are 1 and 6, if 3 is not a Puka. Okay, suppose 1 is a Puka. Then 6 is the witch. And that's actually not possible. Yeah, 1 is the Puka, 6 is the witch, then 2 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor, and there's no way 7 could be lying. Okay, so 1 is not the Puka in this case. If 6 is the Puka, then and 3 is telling the truth, then it's okay, if 6 is the Puka, then oh man, there are a lot of possibilities here. It could be 1 as the witch. Well, I guess either well, okay, so if 6 is the Puka, then it's either 1 is the witch, or it's 6 is the Puka, and 1 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor. And then we don't know whether it's 7 or 9. Actually, no, it would have to be 9, because 7, because the witch cannot be adjacent. Okay, so it's so it looks like it's either so it's 3, 7, 3, 6, 1, 6, or 6, 9. And it really just first of all, 6 is the most frequent number shown in these hypotheticals. Okay. Yeah, so it's either 3, 1, or 9. Yeah. Great. Well, so it's either 6 is corrupted or 6 is the witch. Well, if 1 is if 1's corrupted, then I can't look. Ooh, I did it. Easy. Okay. Well, my only chance of distinguishing these two bombardiers is... Well, hold on a second. We have an Empress who's pointing at one and not pointing at the other. Okay. I'm gonna kill this knight. If the knight died as a drunk, then both the bombardiers would be fake bombardiers. Okay. Yeah, 5 cannot be a puppet. 4 is surrounded by people who cannot be puppeteers, so 4 cannot be a puppet. Um, I think yeah, I'm gonna kill the Empress, and that will tell me which Bombardier is evil. Um, yeah, it'll tell me which Bombardier is evil, and the Bombardiers can't both be evil because there's only the Puppeteer can disguise the Bombardier. A puppet cannot disguise as a Bombardier. Yeah, so 6 is not evil. Yeah, 4, 5, and 6 are not evil, so 1 is evil. But yeah, the Puppeteer can disguise the Bombardier, but a puppet will always be a villager that was turned into a puppet, and a demon will never disguise as an outcast. Alright. I really want to just kill this knight. But no, that would be very risky. Alright, who's like... I don't know. I'll test the Bombardier, I guess. Alright, Judge doesn't believe the Bombardier. That's cool. So the Gemcrafter thinks the Hunter is good. Okay, I'm tempted to kill this Empress. What if I kill this Empress, and the Empress is telling the truth? Well... Oh man, so we're down to 6 health, which means if I kill somebody who's good, and then I also kill a drunk, then I lose. Yeah, but okay, so if I kill this Empress, and it turns out that she's telling the truth, then we have an evil among 2, 3, and 6. Okay. Well, one thing killing the Empress does, it makes it easy to test if the judge is telling the truth. Yeah, so if the Empress is truthful, then we know the Hunter is lying. We don't know if he's evil, but we know that he's lying. Then we know that 2 or 3 is evil. If 3 is evil, then 2 is lying. And if 2 is evil, then 1 or 3 is evil. Okay. Alright, so suppose 4 is good, and then 5 is either corrupted or evil. If 5 was corrupted, then 5 would be the drunk. Okay, so 4 is good, then 5 is probably evil, but let's say 5 is the drunk. Well, then we would know that 1 is also evil, since there's only room for 1 outcast. We would know that 7 is good. We would know that 2 or 3 is evil. 2 would be telling the truth, actually. Sorry, 3 would be telling the truth, so 3 would be good. 2 is evil. So it'd be 2 and 1. Then... Then what? Yeah, so if 4 is truthful, and 5 is the drunk, then, yeah, 5 is good, so 3 is telling the truth. 2 has to be the evil, 1 is evil. So 2 and 1 are evil, 7 would be telling the truth, and, then... Well, okay, so 2 would have to be the twin... Wait, no. 1 would have to be the... Wait, what? I don't think I know which evil is which in that case. 2 would not be the poisoner, for sure. since 2 did not corrupt 3. So 2 would be the Lilith or the twin. 1 would be the twin or the poisoner. If it turned out that 1 was the twin minion, then it's 9 and 8 would both be lying. The 9 and 8 would be the poisoner and the corrupted person. Oh, and since so the scout would be lying, which means Lilith is not 2 away. Oh, right, but Lilith would be number 2. Yeah, I think that would be unsolvable, actually. Yeah, because 8 and 9 would be lying. Yeah, so 5 was the drunk, 1 was the twin, 2 was the Lilith, and then, yeah, that would make 8 and 9 just like... I'm down to 1 health, and 8 and 9 are in a 50-50. Like, that's pretty unlikely to happen. I guess... man, I don't know. So I think killing 4 right now feels kind of unsafe. What if I kill 4, 4 is truthful, and 5 is evil? Okay. If 4 is truthful, 5 is evil, 5 could be the poisoner, or it could be, in poison number 6, or 5 could be Lilith or twin. Well, 3 has to be corrupted, since... Oh, wait, no. I was thinking that the Empress was pointing at 5. The Empress is pointing at 6. Okay. But yeah, so 3 is wrong. Yeah, so 3 would be wrong in this situation. Wait, okay, so in the scenario where I kill 4 and I find out that... Well, okay, so if I kill 4, I test the judge on 4, and then I can... Okay, so if I kill 4, 5 is the drunk. Yeah, kill 4. I would have to... First, I would have to figure out that 5 is the drunk. Which I don't even know if I'd be able to do that. So I test the judge on the Empress. If 5 were the drunk, then 1 would be the evil. The judge would be truthful. So I would know that there's a drunk somewhere. I would know that 2 is lying. I think it's not safe to kill 4 right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna not do that. I could kill the judge. What happens if I kill the... Well, then that's definitely not safe. Right, so the problem is that we could end up in a situation where 8 and 9 are just in a poison or 50-50. How likely is that? I'm gonna kill... I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna run... I have the chance of running into a poison or 50-50, so I'm just gonna eat it now, and then... Okay. Alright, so 7 thinks that 1 is lying. So probably it's safe to kill the knight, since the knight will probably not die. But is it possible that the knight is the drunk? Then 1 is the poisoner. Judge is truthful. Yeah, all of the corruption is accounted for, so this should be super fast solve at this point. Yeah, lover's evil. Empress is telling the truth. 3 is good, 5 is good, and we don't have enough evils for this situation. So yeah, if the knight was the drunk, then we would get a paradoxical situation. Okay, so we resolved the poisoner 50-50. It wasn't pretty, but we might... I really think that was unavoidable. So Lilith is either touching the closest evil or far away from the closest evil. Okay. Great, now what? I mean, I could just test the judge, and that would resolve this. Um, I would know if the judge is truthful. Although, if it turns out that the bombardier is evil, I have to deal with a drunk, and that's gonna suck. I don't think that's even possible at this point. Suppose 3 is evil. Then 5 is evil. Then the Lilith is, in fact, 2 cards away from the closest evil. Awesome. So that results in a paradox, or whatever, a contradiction. So 3 has to be good. That's cool. Not sure what exactly the implications of this are. Okay. Yeah, if I just have the judge test himself. Wait, no. If the judge is the drunk... Okay, suppose the judge is the drunk, then the bombardier would be fake. And, then the drunk judge would say that the fake bombardier is telling the truth. So 7 is for sure not the drunk. I feel like I just have to resolve the judge. Okay, so the judge is a big old liar. And the judge is not the drunk. Okay. So that means the bombardier is good. The lover is good. Okay, there's no corruption at this point anymore because we figured out that there's no drunk. So 5 is good. Alright, we did it. I'm wondering if I've been making some of these puzzles more difficult than I needed to. I don't know. Man, I want to just test the Plague Doctor on the Bombardier right now. Okay, 9 is a real poet. It is possible that the medium is wrong because 9 could be the drunk. We know 9 isn't evil, but 9 could be the drunk. What if I... What if I just assume that that's not a possibility? I'll test the judge on the medium and see what happens. Alright, judge doesn't believe the medium. Okay, well I don't believe the judge then. Oh, we got 2 judges. Well, they can't both be good. I'm just going to kill one, and then if one of them is corrupted, then I know the other one is evil, and it's probably solvable from there. Okay, so that means 5 is telling the truth. Alright, what does this judge think about the other judge? Alright, this judge is telling the truth. That's cool. Oh, 5 or 7 is a minion. That has to be true. 4, 5, or 8 is evil. Alright, means 3 thinks that 4 is evil. Alright, is the Plague Doctor truthful? Yes. Is the Knight corrupted? Yes. Okay. So that means, I think that means I kill 3, and that probably solves it, and if not, then we kill 4. Okay. Just test the Jester on, you know, the two people that I already flipped and the person that I am about to flip. Alright. Baker claiming to have been bakered by a previous baker. 1, 3, and 4 are not evil, according to this jester. Let's see what the... Okay, so let's see what the jester thinks about the two bakers and the dead person. Okay. So the jester thinks that 7 is good. You know, I'm kind of inclined to believe him. Okay. Alright, so Scout is good. Lilith is 2 cards away from closest evil. There's no corruption, unless 9 is a sneaky little plague doctor. But at least for sure, we know that 1 is good. Well, now I can test for 100% sure if the jester is telling the truth. Alright, sure. Jester's telling the truth. That means everyone here is good. So, I think if 7 is not corrupted... Yeah, if 7 is not corrupted, then 8 should be a baker. We actually also know that 8 is just lying. Since, yeah, 3 is good because the truthful jester verified her, and 5 is the original baker, and 9 got killed by Lilith. Okay. And this Empress is lying. 2 is a truthful jester, 5 is a truthful baker, and 9 is a Lilith victim. Okay. I don't believe these scouts. Oh, there's no corruption. I can just kill the knight. Ah, so satisfying to be able to just click a knight. Yeah, like, there is a doppelganger, possibly. But, like, Witch and Ba being 3 cards away from closest evil is a little hard to believe. Actually, okay, so if one of them is telling the truth, then I think the other one has to be lying. Okay, suppose these guys are both telling the truth. Then they're in a triangle, right? Because suppose 9 is the witch. Well then, either 6 or 3 is the Ba. And then for someone to be... Yeah, then for somebody to be 3 away from 9, they have to be in one of these 4 spots. But then for someone to be 3 away from 6, at that point they just have to be 3. So could it be 3, 6, 9? The answer is no, because 3 would be evil, but would not be able to be lying. So it can't be 3, 6, 9. Could it be 2, 5, 8? Well, if I'm assuming that both of the scouts are truthful, then no. Could it be 5? Could it be 7, 4? Well, I know 4 isn't evil, and 1. Yeah, so these scouts cannot both be telling the truth. So we're just going to kill one of them and then kill the other. Okay. Well, this hunter's lying. Okay. So 1 out of these 3 is evil. Since there's no corruption, so if none of them are evil, or whatever, so 7 and 5 are not evil, then 6 is lying, and 6 has to be evil. Okay, so it's 1 of these 3, but the truthful scout says Ba is 3 away, which means 7 and 6 are too close, and it has to be 5. Okay, well, Bishop's telling the truth, and yeah, since Bishop that only refers to 2 people is always truthful. Okay, so 1 thinks that 7 is a minion, and... Oh, this lover is lying, since she's next to a wretch. Okay. Oh, and then 1 is for sure lying. Oh, yeah, I guess... Whatever. I wasn't 100% sure if all of the bakers were guaranteed to be good. But after I solved it, I realized, like, okay, yeah. Which is 3 away from closest evil? Could that be true? Maybe? Yeah, it could be like 9 is a witch, and then 3 and 4. Well, I guess not 3 and 4, whatever, like 3 and 6. Could be this. Um, it could be like 3 is the witch, and then 8 and 9 are evil, and then there's some other outcast somewhere. I don't know. So I can't immediately... Well, I'm thinking of doing it anyway. I can't immediately kill these scouts. Yeah, if they're both good... What if I kill this bishop? Like, I feel like the bishop is probably lying, since, I see 2 outcasts. Well, the thing is, 4 could be a doppelganger, like, pretty easily. Oh, yeah, there are 3 scouts? Like, there's a very decent chance that 4 is a doppelganger. Okay. This is making me think that the Plague Doctor might be evil. Actually, what if... How likely is it that both these scouts are lying? I mean, either they're both truthful or they're both lying, obviously. Okay, so what if they're both evil? Well... 4 has to be good in that case, because otherwise the witch would be 3 away from the closest evil. Oh, I guess 1 would have to be the witch in that case. Okay. So 1 of these would have to be the last evil. But since the demon will never claim to be an existing villager, we know that 7 is the counselor. And then we know that 8 is not the Ba, because the only demon left is the Ba, or the only evil left is the demon. So 8 would have to be good. And I don't know. Oh, the Plague Doctor cannot be evil in that case. Since, yeah, the witch is in slot 1, and somebody has to be closer than the witch. Somebody has to be closer to the witch than the Plague Doctor. Yeah, so Plague Doctor is good. You can test somebody. Then closest evil is equidistant. Well, okay, so in this case, 3 would be lying. 3 could be corrupted, or 3 could be evil. If 3 is corrupted, then... Well, then the scout is lying, but then the scout would have to be corrupted. So I think 3 would have to be evil in this scenario. Yeah, so it could be... Yeah, one possibility is 1 is the witch, 7 is the counselor, and well, 1 is the witch, 3 is the Ba, and 3 is the Ba, and 7 is the counselor. It could be 1, 3, and 7. And then I think 9 would be... 9 is corrupted. And then 5 is the plague doctor, and 8 is the bombardier. Okay, so it would look something like that. That's if the 2 scouts are lying. If the 2 scouts are telling the truth, then 4 has to be evil. Okay. I forgot the part where one of the scouts could be corrupted by the plague doctor. Oh no. Okay, well... Oh wait, okay, so if these are both lying... Oh wait, no, if they're both lying, then they both have to be evil. Because if one of these scouts is real, then he's actually a doppelganger. And the doppelganger cannot be corrupted. Yeah. Okay. So 1 is the witch, 7 is the counselor, and I'm just gonna make... Oh my goodness, the alchemist. Oh, what a jokester, having an alchemist that I can't flip. Okay, so, I mean, at least I know... I'm just double checking this. Which is not 3 away from closest evil. If there were no other evils, the witch would be 3 away, so the last evil has to be closer. Like, I've done the math before, but I'm gonna just check it again. So it has to be one of these guys. Which means the plague doctor is real. But also, yeah, the demon will not disguise as an outcast. Oh yeah, Ba is 2 away. Cool. Three away from corrupted character. Okay. I... Oh, okay, so the demon will never disguise as a plague doctor. So the plague doctor is real. So I can kill 7. If 7 is evil, great. If 7 is corrupted, then the plague doctor clicks the bard. If 7 is truthful, then the plague doctor clicks the judge. Awesome. Man, the session feels like it has dragged on. Okay. So the Baker chain stopped at 5. So either 5 is corrupted, which is not possible unless 5 is the drunk. But if 5 was the drunk, then somebody else would be turned into a baker. So 5 cannot be the drunk. So 5 is just a real baker, and everyone after 5 cannot be bakered. Oh. Is it possible that one of these is doppelganger? Well, no, because then the other one would be a real knitter and would be turned into a baker. Okay. Oh, Bishop's telling the truth. That's cool. We have a shaman. Alright, we got 2 oracles, and we got 2 slayers. Those are the duplicates. The plague doctor... Well, I don't know. I was going to say the plague doctor has to be real, but that's not true from my perspective right now. Well, okay, so at least one out of these, at least and probably only one out of these four sets of four people in pairs has to be evil. Um, if the Plague Doctor was evil, the Plague Doctor would be a minion disguised as an evil, as an outcast. And then one of these, well, okay, one of these is an evil. Okay. Oh, that means this Oracle is telling the truth. 6 is a minion. 2 is good, but might be corrupted. Um, 2 could be a drunk. But yeah, so 1 would be good, and 3 could be the shaman pair. 1 and 3 could be the shaman pair, or it could be 2 and 4, and then 3 is a shaman. Oh, I was trying to figure out if a puka could be among these 4 people in the if it could be like puka drunk in the situation where the Plague Doctor's fake. The puka cannot be. Yeah, 2 is not evil. If yeah, one is a villager, so 1 and 3 are not the puka. If 2 was the puka, then 1 would be corrupted. If 4 was the puka, then 5 would be corrupted. Okay. Oh, also, the drunk has to be either 7 or 10 in this scenario. But yeah, so this oracle's truthful. 2 is good. 3 would be accusing 8 of being a shaman, which, okay, maybe. And well, then what? Well, yeah, so 3 accuses 8 of being a shaman. 3 cannot be the drunk, and 3 cannot be corrupted by a puka. So it's either 3 is good and 8 is a shaman, or 3 is evil and 8 is not a shaman. Yeah, so 1 or 2 is good, or 1 and 2 are good, so 3 or 4 is evil. It has to be one of them and not the other, because if they were both evil, then there would be a puka in here, which is impossible. Okay? So one of these two has to be evil. Great. Then the scout cannot be the puka. There's a lot of information I have to test here. Let's see what the judge thinks about the bishop. Alright, the judge is a big liar. I don't know if the judge is evil or if he's just corrupted. Well, he could be the shaman. Yeah, if he's evil, he has to be the shaman. Oh, in the situation where the Plague Doctor is evil, the Plague Doctor is the minion, and the shaman is either 3 or 4. So I guess if the Plague Doctor is evil, then 8 cannot be a shaman, so 8 would be good and corrupted. So it would be either 9 or 7 as the puka, and then 3 has to be the shaman. Yeah, so it would be one of these two at this point. And then it should be easy to test. Yeah, it would be very easy to test which one at that point. So if I commit to a line where I assume the Plague Doctor is good, and then it turns out the Plague Doctor is evil, I can Like, as long as I know that the Plague Doctor is evil, I can solve the rest of the level without taking any damage. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so if I assume the Plague Doctor is good, well, I'll test the Fortune Teller on these guys. Alright, Fortune Teller is telling the truth. Alright, Jester thinks that all these guys are good. Alright, I'm gonna kill the Judge. The Judge is corrupted. One is... Oh, corrupted by the Plague Doctor. I was like, oh, the Judge is not next to Ibuka, so the Judge has to be evil. Okay, so one is evil. Okay. Okay, since the Plague Doctor is real, there has to be no Judge. What do we have? We have 4 people that are possibly evil. I know that the Oracle is evil. I'm trying to think about if I want to use the Slayer to kill the Oracle. Oh, 2 is definitely good. So, yeah, so the last 2 evils are among these 3 people. I know that 3 is evil. So I can kill 3. Or I can have the Slayer do it. Either way, I have a solution. Because if I kill 3 and then have the Slayer try to kill 10, then, I kill the Slayer if he can't do it. Okay, well, sure. Good job. Man, that felt like a lot of difficult levels there. But yeah, that's enough for me. That's where I'm going to call it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.